Hey, what's good guys? It's your boy G Marcus TV back with a brand new video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we are starting a brand new series, and this one is called Pam and Tommy. For you guys that don't know who Pam and Tommy is, they had the famous sex tape. I think they was one of the first celebrities to put out a sex tape that actually got a sex tape leaked. That was some shit. Shout out to Aries, shout out to LimeWire. I got that tape when I was in high school. I feel like everybody had that damn sex tape. So that's what I knew them based off. I mostly know Pamela Anderson. I've seen her in a lot of movies. She's known for the boobs. And all my real supporters out there, you guys know your boy loves some tits. Like me, I'm a tit man. I been knew who she was, but I didn't really know too much of who Tommy Lee was. I know he's in a rock band. I would say this is a fire show. They gave the first 3 episodes and I'm telling you, I'm blown away by it. So I'm not gonna give a full recap like how I usually do. I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about each episode from 1 to 3. When I was watching the first episode, it started off, I'm just like, this looks like some kind of dim-wit, like some kind of like dark type of comedy. It does not look like a real true story or nothing like that. Starts off in episode number 1 where these carpenters, they're building a house. They really work their ass off. Like, the house is already built, but there's still areas in the house that need building and need fixing up. So they get treated like shit by Tommy Lee to where he's not really paying them. He owes the main guy $9,000. He owes the other guy like $14,000, $16,000. He's not paying them. He's just acting like a real ass. You don't really see much of Pamela Lee in this episode. You see a lot of Tommy Lee. He's just walking around with a thong wearing underwear, like just regular, just, you know what I mean? Like also real rock star shit. The people that played Tommy Lee and Pamela Lee, they did a really good job. Like talking about body movements, the language, the way they talking. Just by the face by itself, they did a really good job. Carpenter is played by your boy Seth Rogen. They made him look so freaking different. Like he lost the weight, he don't have the beard. But I couldn't believe it. But he's playing that role really good. His character's name is Rand and he's a carpenter along with this other guy. So he's just like a real loser type of dude. He's a dude that lives like basically looks like a motel. Is really dirty. He doesn't really have that much money. It's just like he lives a terrible life. Like his life is really up. He played that role really good. He just smokes cigarettes, jerk off, watch porn, watch TV. That's the type of thing that he does. So they get into a situation where they see Pamela on the floor in the kitchen because he was looking to get his money. He's just like, yo, when we get this damn money? So he sees Pam on the floor. It's just like she's just going through something. She gets scared, she gets tight and runs to Tommy and go like, yo, they did this, whatever she said to them. But basically she felt violated and then he came to them. He was really pissed off and he's just like, yo, I was looking for you for my money. I was like, what, my money? Like we've been working here for a long time, fixing things, building things. So instead of him just like, okay, I'm gonna give you the money or whatever, like he just starts complaining, making a whole bunch of excuses not to pay them, and he eventually fires them. So I was just like, damn, like he just violated. They really made his character look like a real, like you just do not want to be around. And the other guy is just taking it lightly. He's like, he's mad, yes, he didn't get paid, but he's kind of taking it a little lightly. The other guy is just, he's not with it. So he's on some like, yo, let the karma hit him, but at the same time, he wants him to feel it now. So he ended up making a plan, basically rob the house, steal the sex tape. He makes that plan because they had a lot of sex inside the house, like a whole lot. Like as they're working, breaking, they're seeing stuff come from the ceiling. So him and the guy was supposed to do it, but the guy drops out last minute. So he becomes a little stalker. He starts stalking them and like, you know, seeing what time they leave, seeing what time they come in the house, all that type of shit. And he eventually steals a big ass safe. And this is while they're sleeping. I'm like, you mean to tell me they didn't hear none of that shit? And in the safe is a whole bunch of shit. There's guns, there's all types of stuff in there, and including the sex tape. And this is back in the day. For you guys that don't know, this is really back in the day. This is the 90s. This is like 95, 94. This is around that time. This is the old age. This is when there was no Twitter, there was no Google, there was none of that stuff. Goes to the store to see what's on the tape. It basically is the sex tape. So it was a good build up. The first episode, great episode. It goes to the second episode. Now this episode was totally different from the first one. This one was basically showing how Pamela Anderson and Tommy met. And their love story, I love it. Basically they met where she was in a club with her girls and he was in a club with his boys. She ordered everybody. Shout out to her. She's a true Cancer. Shout out to, you know, my fellow Cancer. Orders everybody in the club a shot. It gets to Tommy Lee as he's in his section. So when he sees her, it was like love at first sight. The thing I loved about this, he comes over to her. He just was doing the most. licked her face. They just clicked right there. Like, he was really persistent. She liked him, but she wasn't really going as hard as he was going, but he was going hard. All the friends, they're hanging out. They're having the best freaking time just seeing each other, just meeting each other just like that. I'm like, damn, is I just not some rock star, some Hollywood shit? Or these things really happen. I was just like, just like that, he licked her face. I'm like, wow. So he was really pursuing her, like really after her. So it's time for her to go home and everything. And she's like, yo, I gotta go to Mexico. He's like, yo, I'm coming with you. She goes to Mexico. He follows her to Mexico. They have a good time. They party, of course. So basically, when they hook up, they basically was just playing with each other. Like, they see each other's private parts, and it's crazy because you see his, you see her. It's like, you didn't see it, but you definitely see. But they just play with each other. I'm thinking that, yo, he popped her off. He did not pop her off. They just messed around with each other. They just played with each other. And I was like, oh, shit. It was a real crazy scene where the next day, he's in the mirror. He's looking at his and his is making a whole bunch of movements. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? It's literally like this, that. It was very creative how they did that. He wants to hit. He's in love with her. He proposed to her 4 days later. I was like, damn. 4 days later, you just met this girl? Like, nah, I couldn't do that shit. Like, I believe in love at first sight, but I don't believe in proposing at first. I don't believe in all that. Proposed to her in 4 days, they got married, if not the same day, the next day they got married on a beach. So after they got married on that beach, yo, your boy, they had the best time in their life. He even got her on E. He got her on them E pills. Like, she didn't know what the hell it was. He got her on the drugs. But they was f***ing like crazy. Like, he was on the balcony, but that second episode, great episode. Enjoyed it. I had no complaints about that one. So we go to the third episode, and it just basically goes back to when he met the Carpenters, which is your boy Rand, played by Seth Rogen. They show when they first met each other, and he was basically like a but he just tries to shop the tape around all over. He goes everywhere to sell this damn tape, and he cannot get the tape sold. Why? Because they need the release forms from Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson. He's just frustrated. He's just really, really pissed off. He cannot find anybody to sell the tape to. So he decides to put it on the internet. And I was like, ooh. So he started that where it's just like you just Google it. So he basically was the first person to do the celebrity sex tape leaking, because he just put it on the internet. And he was really smart about this too. He's seen the future, because he was just like, yo, think about it. If you put in Pamela Lee's gets, people do it all the time. It's just like, they're gonna look it up, they're gonna find it. And I was just like, oh, that's a real genius thing. It basically ends off as she gets pregnant and they about to have a baby. Now, something I liked about it too is like when they had first got married, like after the trip was over to Mexico and they was on that plane, it was one of those things like, what is your favorite movie? What is the craziest thing you ever done? Like, they had to really ask themselves dating questions, because they didn't know shit about each other. They just got married on an impulse. I definitely want to thank my homegirl Ashanti that put me onto the show. I was going to watch it anyway, but she was just like, I should do reviews for it. And I was like, oh, shit, I should do reviews for this show. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to these freaking episodes. Yo, these first 3 was crazy. I feel like the rest is going to be crazy too. But I'm definitely covering this damn show, because this show is extremely entertaining. The acting for it is good. The writing for it is good. Your boy is down with this. I'm with this. So definitely stay tuned for those. I'm going to give you guys breakdowns of every episode and my thoughts and my opinions on it. So definitely stay tuned. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell as your boy's dropping every single week. Love you guys. Thank you guys. It's your boy G Marcus TV signing off.
Got it. That's a wrap.